8 toughest super soldiers in history. 1. Spartan hoplites. Sparta was the largest city-state in Greece. Citizen soldiers in Greece were known as hoplites. Sparta's society was entirely based on military training. Mala Spartans were trained starting at 7 years old. They fought in tight formations, huddled together behind shields. Spartan warriors used long spears to attack from behind the shields. They also had short swords for close-quarters combat. 2. Samurai. The samurai were a class of Japanese warriors. Their training started in childhood. Samurai then trained daily throughout their lives. They often fought on foot, accompanied by archers. The primary samurai weapon was the katana, a long sword for one in non-combat. They also wielded spears and followed a strict spiritual code. 3. Apaches. Apache men were trained in combat from early childhood. An Apache was expected to run 100 miles a day. They were also excellent climbers and trackers. The Apaches made extensive use of traps in combat. They mostly fought with bow and arrow. Other common Apache weapons included tomahawks and clubs. 4. Maori. All Maori men were expected to be warriors. As teens, they fought in staged battles with padded weapons. Maori used clubs made of basalt or whalebone. They also had sharpened weapons made of jade. Maori warriors were famous for their brutal attacks. They often took the heads of their enemies as trophies. 5. Persians. In the Achaemenid Empire, the toughest warriors were known as the Immortals. These elite units helped the Persians establish one of the largest empires ever. The Immortals began their training at 5 years old. They became full-fledged warriors at 15 and served into old age. The army always had 10,000 men in it. If a fighter was killed, he was immediately replaced. This made the Persian fighting force appear immortal. 6. Berserkers. Berserkers were legendary Viking warriors. They fought in a trance-like fury after undergoing a ritual of rebirth. Reborn as wild animals, berserkers had literal fits of fury. This supposedly made them immune to steel and fire. They wore no armor, intimidating the enemy with their apparent madness. There was no strategy to their fighting, but they made up for it in zeal. Berserkers fought with battlexes, spears, and heavy swords. 7. Romans. The Roman legionaries were a highly disciplined force. Their training was relentless and brutal. There were endless drills and marches to the point of exhaustion. No other army in the world could compete. They also had superb battle tactics, which made them virtually unbeatable. Roman soldiers would stand shoulder to shoulder and advance as a moving wall of destruction. Another good offensive tactic was the wedge. The soldiers formed up a triangle and charged at the enemy, swords out. 8. Zulus. Shaka Zulu was the military leader who revolutionized Zulu warfare. Warrior training began at 6, when boys served as aides to their elders in combat. Shaka introduced formation drills and endurance training. Zulus fought in bare feet, so they would harden their soles before combat. They stomped on thorny bushes to become immune to pain. Their primary weapon was a short stabbing spear called the iklor. They also used long throwing spears called the assegai. Zulu warriors favored a scorched earth policy and were feared by their enemies.